So I saw an email that came around the whole of Trobe University saying there was an opportunity for this exchange with Akita University in Japan. And I just thought that was a really great opportunity because I love Japan, I love Japanese culture. And so I just thought, right, great. So I'm going to put something in. It just said it had to be a part of the Global Studies program. Yep. So I had two ideas, but the one I sort of wanted to do the most was chocolate, because that was something that I'd researched and I never really had a chance to actually teach a whole subject just about chocolate.
Really?
No, so this is my first chance to really just teach chocolate, and I thought, well, it's perfect, it's a global commodity,
right.
And hopefully it will appeal. I also suggested one on, I think it was Britain in the interwar period, which was a bit more of a straightforward history subject, but Akita really liked the chocolate subject, and yeah, so then I found out that it had been accepted.
Wow.
So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was because of where I come from in the UK. That's what sort of inspired me to look at the chocolate industry. So when I was studying my master's degree in women's studies, I was trying to think about what I was interested in, and I was really interested in the work of the women in my family, and a lot of them had worked at the Roundtree factory, which is this big chocolate confectionery company based in my hometown of York. And I thought, well, I've sort of grown up with this Roundtree factory, and I remember when my grandma was alive, and she would always have a cupboard full of chocolate because she used to work there, and she would have these what they called waste chocolates, so the chocolates that they couldn't sell, workers could buy, and they would put them, so my gran had a whole stash of these chocolates. So there was this sort of memory of Roundtrees and eating Roundtree's chocolates and passing the factory nearly every day. And so I just was really, that's how I got interested in it, through that family connection and through that local history connection was what first started me to think about chocolate. And of course it's just one of those products that everybody kind of knows, but I didn't actually know that much about it. How is it made? Where does it come from? Where does the cocoa come from? So yeah, that's how I got into it, really through women's working lives, and then it became a bigger sort of history of the commodity.
Right. It's because I'm really interested in gender women's studies too, so it's really like great that you could connect your what you studied and also your family's history. I think that's really great.
Yeah, I think a lot of sort of women's gender, feminist historians sometimes have that. There's a sense that they want to do something that sort of connects for them personally, and that inspires them to do something, and that's sort of how it was for me as well. But
yeah.
I think that whole world of commodity histories has got bigger, so there are people doing chocolate and tea and sugar, and there's kind of been a trend to look at commodities. I think especially because of interest in empire history as well, so it's sort of taken me in different directions, like history, empire history, marketing history as well. So that's what's been, I think, kept me interested in chocolate after I started studying it.
Right. I also didn't know that chocolate can cover such like entire kind of study of areas.
Yeah, we really covered a lot in our 5 days, haven't we? Everything from the Mesoamerican indigenous people up to contemporary chocolate marketing. So yeah, you can really do a lot with chocolate.
Right, it was very interesting.
We have too many research projects on the go at once. I think lots of academics tend to have a few projects going at the same time. So one major one I did after my PhD on chocolate was the history of music at work, and we talked about that very briefly in the chocolate subject as well, about how employers use music in factories.
Right.
But that was actually part of a much bigger project that became a book.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was a whole project in itself. So that's kind of my labour history interest.
Right.
And then after that, I also did some work on the BBC World Service, which you might have heard of, the radio station that broadcast initially just to the British Empire, and then it gets bigger and more global. So I've looked at people who listen to the World Service, how it became the World Service in the first place. So that's sort of radio consumption history that I do as well. But currently in Australia, I'm sort of developing new projects. So one is about manufacturing in Melbourne, so looking at the industry of Melbourne, how people have worked there. Similar things that I looked at when I looked at Roundtrees, but now in a sort of Melbourne context. I look at Australian workers. And the other one is about gender in the workplace. So why is it that some jobs are still very much women's jobs and some jobs are very much men's jobs? What about those women who worked in non-traditional occupations? So this is looking at Britain and Australia. So they're two new projects that have just started, so hopefully they'll go well, and they're working with other scholars as well. So it's collaborative research, which is a lot of fun actually.
Yeah. So thank you so much for answering the questions and thank you for the interview.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. They're great questions. Thank you very much.